Yeah. Well, let me see. I'm stuck in here, damn it. Have a look at the walk I have to make every time I walk through here. All this crap. I told Mike, I said, do it once. I've done it like 50 times today. And tell me you won't lose your mind. Good day. So, there's the passenger side of the GTO, welded in, roughly ground. I can get a little more detailed with the grinding. But that's an old floor pan we found out in one of the containers, believe it or not. And the tunnel I ground down a bit. I'm happy with this. It looks basically real original. A little more grinding to do, like I say. Now I have the other side. But over here, you can see on the outside, if you're underneath this car for any reason, by the time we finish grinding that and we're going to sandblast it, that's going to look like nobody's been there. And that's the idea. So Mike got all these spot welds done, did a nice job on that. Now I've got to make this piece here from scratch. I'm actually going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to use parts of different panels maybe. This is not an easy one because there's so many different things going on. From up here we come flat, then we drop down. I may do from here up to this kick panel is one separate piece. It'll be quick, simple. There's a bunch of spot welds here I have to pop. But if I do that, it's new here. Over here we have the fuel pedal rest. There's a little out and down. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to cut this out and make this piece with that little kick down. I might make it all the way to here and tie in there. I've got to hammer this back a little bit. I'm a bit high. But if I make that piece, that's a very simple piece to make as one. This is a very simple piece to make as one. And that leaves me from point A to point B, a simple piece. A few bead rolls in it, a little grinding. I think it shouldn't take that long. You know, looking at this to make that in one piece, yeah, I could do that. If someone wanted to pay me a couple $100 to weld up their car, I would do it in one piece. But here I'm going for speed and function, structurally sound. So that's what we're going to do. Again, I'll be cutting up above the body mounts in this area, so I'll have to sandblast inside and coat that as well. But that other side's looking really nice. I'm really digging this car. Honorable Apprentice Colby is showing up today, I hope. I'm going to have her on the English wheel making the piece for that wheelhouse and this side for the wheelhouse and weld it in. She's been at trade school for the last while, and I'm hoping to make use of her new training and show her a few things and try to get this finished up today. And I need to get on this fender, and we'll just see. Pretty soon we just go, Uncle, good. I'm pretty sure Mike's gonna end up keeping this. So for now, I'm going to organize. I'm going to hammer this back down. Now, that's coming off of the frame, those panels. Yep. Get rid of those. So I'm going to hammer this back down where it belongs. It's almost there. Then I'll start by making a piece for here. Yeah. So I've got a cut there, so that's flush. And I'll probably cut it off right here because my new piece, well, we'll see what happens. We'll make the new piece and then we'll go from there. So I'm going to use Cassidy's welding table, which I got from Todd. Now that it's all nice and primed up, I think I'll be the first one to put a scratch in it. I can't believe her taking weekends off, trying to have a life. Like, what's with that? Where's mine? Being a floor pan, I'm going to try to do it in 16 gauge. I prefer that for floor pans. Seeing it has a full frame under it. The factory, I believe, is 18 gauge. But I think I'll just go 16 because I can. So, the most challenging part, finding my steel. Oh, wait, that might work. I'm not sure how well this stuff works. If you have a little bit of work to do it. Okay. How does that work? I'm going to play with this a bit. Now I'm going to have to go to the brake. I need a bit of a sharper kick than that for the fuel pedal rest. So I'll just see if my angle is right. Yeah, roughly. Okay, I'll go do that. Okay, it's gonna sit like that, fuel rest, and then I gotta see the curve on the bottom edge. So this landing is too small. I'm gonna flatten it back out, make it longer. Cool, okay. I'm gonna make that longer. I think this is what I need. So, we'll see. Okay. So this is what we're doing here. This metal's all good. I'm gonna go up higher than I need to. Gonna sit about there, so I'm going to start by trimming this. And you see that point there? Okay, if I get rid of this, I can bend this out. I'm thinking out loud. I'm not sure. I'll start trimming it. I'm going to cut a bunch off here. Okay, I suppose I'm sort of figuring this out as I go, which maybe isn't the wisest. But I got a bit of a curve in here, so I've got to hammer this up, and I got to fold this out, and cut the, I mean, I'm around here a bit. I suppose the easiest way would have been to just cut a piece of angle and weld it in. Do a piece up. Might have been simpler, but this is more fun. Are we getting there? I think we're getting there. Okay, got to trim off. Well, trust me, it'll look good eventually. Now I'm having my own doubts. See, that face is way longer now. So yes, just gotta bend it back. Okay, now we're cooking with gas. Yes. Yes, I'm happy. Okay, believe it or not. So if you had to order the panel, I don't know, 100, 150 bucks. And you'd put it in and that'd be freaking nice. But if I'm a guy working at home on my own car, I don't have an unlimited budget. So if I while away a morning making a bunch of complicated little pieces and end up with a solid floor, that's what I'm doing. It's enjoyable and you can make it look good. I'm gonna cut it a bit shy, of course. I have to use a little grinder to clean up the metal before I weld it. Okay, so that's looking pretty freaking cool. And I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I've got to trim off this end a little bit. I'm just a hair long. But what I'm gonna do is take this out. I'm gonna put my primer on the 2 layers of metal, the weld through primer. And I'm gonna pull this up where it belongs and tack it. And I'm going to clean up this metal around here, but this is going to go in. So okay, it's probably going to be welded in an hour and 15. That still leaves 2 other pieces. So like I say, if you spend the morning but you got a correct looking solid floor, it's time well spent. Beats the hell out of a lot of things you could be doing. Yeah, we're starting to look pretty good there. I can see I left just enough here to know where that sits. And now I've trimmed it off to a length. Nope, I want to take just yeah. I'm just feeling underneath to make sure it's not too long this way. So I'm going to take a little more off. I'm going to blast this area and I'm going to clear out for a few minutes and let the air clear. I think I'm about ready to start welding this in. See how this goes. It's gonna go great. What am I saying? That's what I'm using for my lineup. Right now it's flush here. Tightish. Oh yeah. Okay, I'm going to clamp that down and I'm going to cut around it. Yes, I do have a bit too big of a gap there, but I'm going to dolly it flat. I'll make it nice, but yes, that's not ideal. gonna pull this stuff out of the way. Probably use the chisel if we need it. That's that old body mount we can start to see there. If there wasn't a frame underneath the car, it could easily work from the other side. I wonder if it was on a 4-post. I am starting to sound like a whiner. Adds time to the job. And if you're doing this at home having fun, it's alright. I'm having fun. But I have to be cognizant. Is that the correct word? Apparently, I unplugged the camera. So I sandblasted in here. I've got to clean it up a little more. I'm going to hit some of this with the grinder. But I'm going to cut out a big piece of tin so I can finish off this floor pan. Okay. So, I'm going to put a roll in it. About there. Could use a measuring tape. Roll has to be 5 inches. Five and a half inches from this end. So, I'm gonna go bend that over a chunk of pipe somewhere. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I like that. So now I'm going to fold this side up. So I've got to cut in to here. And actually that's a bit of an angle. So I got to cut into here so I can tilt this up. Actually, this is way too long. Let's get Okay, I want to break that up. That. Okay, that's going to be about right. You can see I've got to put some bead rolls in this. But first off, I'm going to trim back here. Okay. Now, right. So now I'm gonna zip in here so I can roll this up. Well, actually I'm gonna zip on the peak because that's got to fold down into this. Yeah, it's actually going to work. All right, we're getting close finally. This has got to be bent up. But what I want is this is a step down. Now it's a step up. So use the bead roller, do this, and then looks like I need to cut back a little bit more here, and that fold is gonna have to come down about here. So that's a bit of a job. I may end up cutting this off about here, I think. I'm guessing. I'm not sure yet, but for now I want to get the bead rolls done so this fits tight. And then I mark the top and zip it up. That should be a step down. Okay, I'm gonna go bead roll this. Notice the bead roll. Okay. Now, look at that. That's what I wanted. Pretty freaking happy about that. So, now, I'm gonna do a final little bend here. Bring that up flush. The bead roll, flatten it out a little bit. Tends to happen. Okay, I have blasted galvanized primer. Like I say, I had to add this piece separately. That's what was screwing me up, unbeknownst to me. So I now have the piece complete with bead rolls, ready to weld in. So I'm about to tack in place where it lines up. This was a bit of a bear. I've got about 5 hours in that. Sandblasting, priming inners. It's not super pretty. It's not bad. Other side's done. So it looks reasonably correct. We're gonna blast it. I can grind it a bit more, but that's perfectly sound repair. Now I'm gonna go to the backs and try to get those two wheelhouses fixed up, hoping they don't take very long. Yes, lots of work. Okay, so you can see as I fight my way around the car. This will be what, the 40th trip today, anyhow. That little piece. Okay, now we're going to lift this up. Okay. Simple piece. So I've got to make a piece that goes about like this and over. It does come onto this side usually a bit. Spot weld here. So I might end up making it like this. I haven't quite decided, but we'll see. I'll start shaping a piece so this curves this way as well as the other way. So that's a compound curve. That means English wheel work, which is fun. So I'll get on that now. All right, it's welded in. I got to drill and grind a little more, but end of the day. So that's welded in. If you look back, you can see the piece. Looks all right. I just leave the one piece over there. And then after we blast it, we look around to see what else Chris found. So, a successful day, crazy busy. Can't wait till I can move around and pull the welder around from side to side once we clean up a little bit. So we're planning on doing that never. So looking forward to it. All right, cheers.